Then it was not even very obvious, but you will see children who just come to school. You end up not talking to each other. I had a lot of classmates that when they come to class, the first thing they are doing is sleeping. And at times, we used to just, we used to joke about it. We used to insult them. You too like sleep. It's not that it's even making more sense in my head. Okay. Probably they were hawking throughout the night or something, and they never even really had the chance to go through the normal 7 to 8 rest that children are supposed to experience. Hi guys, it's your girl Crown from the Convo Podcast, and to my left is the amazing
Yinda. Hi guys.
And to my right is the sweet
Princess. Hi.
God, be royal. See, she just gave you guys coded greeting. Princess, hi.
I beg, let's not start.
Well, in the spirit of our concluded Children's Day, today we'll be talking about something that is very, 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 very important, and that's kids' mental health. Do you have any childhood experience that was something that caused trauma growing up, but then you were not so free about it because you thought it was the norms, but then right now you can tell that it was not a norm?
Oh well, growing up, I had so many episodes of should I say childhood trauma, or starting from size, starting from skin conditions, going into family and all. So like growing up as a child, I have like a couple of episodes of those things that we call mental health trauma or whatever. So yeah.
So you're saying your size mattered growing up?
You know how society is now. You know how children can be sometimes. When we're growing up, we have different friends with different level of craziness. Let me put it that way. Because some people will be like, see your boy, you know how secondary school children can be, and you know how small kids can be now. Even as now self that we are already adults, some children will see you on the road and say, see this auntie or all this kind of thing. So imagine your age mate that time too saying stuff like that to you. So it was like a battle for me. But then I'm happy I was able to like grow through it and get confident with it. So I think that one was one too. And then I had this kind of skin condition when I was growing up. I don't know what they call it, but if you notice, there are some kids that used to have this skin like I don't know,
is it chicken pox?
It's not chicken pox per se, but that
measles.
Not measles.
Is it like eczema also?
Not eczema too, but there's this kind of skin condition, So I used to have it as a child, that when I want to go out, I'll be scared to go out because I know that when I go out, people will be looking at me, and when I want to go out, I'll make sure that I'm wearing something very long. So it just took more of effort. It took so much intentionality to like hide those things. You get. I'm coming out to family. I have lots of, I won't call it trauma per se, because everybody has different family, experiences. And me, I had a couple of it while I was growing up. In fact, the ones I remember now and the ones that I've seen when I was like a child, you get. Because some people say like the picture of what you have gone through as a child will still linger even as an adult. Do you understand? So that's it. That's more like.
Growing up, I did not know it was a problem. It's now that when I think of it, I realize that I think I was bullied. Okay. In the violence parts, in the sense that growing up, I always hear Orobo, and I was very short that period. I didn't even know what Orobo was. Thank God I'm tall now, but then I was really, really short, and when I look at my picture now, I don't think I was Orobo compared to children I'm seeing right now. And people were calling me Orobo, but not even my age mates. They were like maybe area guys on the road who just intention. And I remember my dad shouting at one time, if you ever call her that, I promise you will sleep in the cell. It was that was to tell you how I was not even aware of such things as being trauma. But now if I think about it, I'm like, I think I was bullied in a way, but
the irony of today is that most parents even want their kids to be, that horrible. People are even feeding their children with what's it called? Like weight gain food.
I know what you're talking
their
about.
Children, you see. So I think with time and everything, then it was horrible. But even now, you see, the people love chubby children, fat and all. But I just feel like the
It
way.
was not your problem now. That's why you're saying like
Okay, yes, maybe.
it was not you
so-
You can't
You're not
relate.
yeah, I can't
Yeah.
relate. But then now, what I see is people wanting even their children to even have body. So
But do you think you were bullied
was-
or body shamed or
no,
stereotyped?
I was not body shamed. I don't think I went through any childhood trauma.
Hey God.
I didn't have any childhood trauma.
Very easy.
Not with body, not
No,
with.
but I beg to differ. I am of the opinion that everybody did have a setting of childhood trauma. It could be abuse, it could be anything, but you're not just aware of it.
Experiences.
It could even be pain from something,
Yeah.
but I just my opinion. I just feel like everybody
would have
definitely
gone
experienced
through
something
trauma.
growing up, but they're
Like
not aware of it.
for me now, I did not experience my parents beating me. No, my mom and no, my dad, they didn't lay hands on me. They would just, my dad would just give you punishments. That's it. And my mom would just basically shout. And you know, the painful thing is that if you beat me, I will not cry. But if you shout, when my mom starts shouting and start talking and insulting, that's when I'll start crying. Like that's when I start feeling it. If you beat me, I will not even feel it that much.
Even now,
So it's the shouting parts that actually get to
even
me.
now, I still know that words get to me more than beating.
Because you're an adult already, nobody's going to beat you. But when somebody talks to your
See,
head,
growing up, I'm not
The talk
joking.
will enter.
My mom beats me. I know I cried, but I don't even remember the beatings. But the words she told me
Yeah.
then, if I think of it,
Exactly.
I'll just calm down with.
Especially when
That's
she
when
now
mood
uses
swings
her
enter.
native language. Oh my God. That hits different.
or
If she
you
starts-
know those accuracy when mom throws slippers.
Yes.
Hey.
Slippers.
They
My
don't
mom
miss,
had this
don't know.
black
They
Dunlop
don't
slippers.
miss.
She never threw it at me, but she was like, if I beat you, when I beat you, you will know why I gave birth to you. That's the first time I'm like, wait,
Normal
what?
African mom.
I even still preferred my daddy beating me that point than my mommy ever talking
My
to
mom does
me.
not really beat. My
I
mom
don't
does
know.
not really beat. But
My daddy
can
beat
talk.
me.
You
My daddy,
can complain. You talk to your head. That your head that is not correct to reset.
but the thing is, when I got to like 7, 8, they stopped beating me. Oh. The beating that they're beating me is 4, 5 years old. I'm very sure of it.
Hmm.
Yes,
I'm very, very, very sure.
I'm very sure because I
I
can't.
can't remember when they stopped beating me. I can't really remember.
I'm the
but-
beat, you know,
Not
sense.
like they beat me nonsense like that. But you know now, it's not like
Just
they beat
normal
me,
beating,
normal
children beating,
normal
and all
children
of that.
beating. But there will be a stage in your life that your parents will know that I can't touch this one again.
Yeah.
So there's always a limit to their raising hands on you. Do you understand? So at a point in life, they know that the only thing I can do is to talk or give out words that will
Pray
just
for her.
hit her or,
Pray for her.
And it
I wanna say
depends.
because prayer is very, very necessary. Sometimes when you talk tomorrow, talk today, talk tomorrow, next tomorrow, it's only God's intervention that the child will actually hear what you are talking about. So prayer is very, very important.
I believe it's just this part of always Africans generally, they just believe that every child must have experienced one form of African parents, African mom, African dad, and especially
African
African
dad,
moms. They
yeah.
just believe when you see them with a rapper, automatically the next thing comes to your hand is broomstick or maybe slippers. Some even go as far as turning stick or something like that. That's
Yeah.
spatula. But then my mom did not use spatula. Me,
What of that
I
ice?
used to hear my
violence.
friends
What of that
with
ice in
those
a public
stories.
place?
Ice.
Public places when you pass.
Of course, me.
outside.
That one is
But-
a
but
normal.
that's
You have to
everybody
understand
experience that one.
that.
Normal African rule.
And then my mom will wear
Sometimes you want to
glasses,
go out of character like this. Your mom
but I can still see that sign through the glasses. I will still see it's like, you know, when maybe you go out and someone wants to give you something and I just look at my mom. I was like, take it now, take it, collect
Try
it.
it
But the
first.
eyes is telling you no. I'm like, no, I'm fine, thank you. There's no how you're going to miss that eye sign. I feel like, in fact, as an African child, that's one thing that we all experience, the whole eye thing and all. And you knowing me growing up, I knew my mom's friends, I knew my mom's will I say people that she's not relating with and all of that. So I already know where to go, where not to go, who to talk to, who not to talk to. Stuff like that.
So, but do you think that eyes that she used to give you affected you right now or is still affecting you? Because I remember even when I traveled to see maybe my extended family, it was very bad situation that they had to call me, stop rejecting things. And I'm like, automatically if somebody else says, take this thing. The first thing I cannot picture my mom's eye looking at me, even if she's not there. It's just something that curbed my attitude. Before you give me something, I first of all think like, why should I collect it?
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand? So I think those are the after effect of all those
things.
things that went through.
And I think the impact is that, like, for me now, I do that eye thing for my younger sister. So it's like I'm doing the same thing my mom used to do for me. Yes, I'm passing it. So I found myself doing it, and she'll be like, and then I say, I'm giving her the eyes, and you're supposed to understand this now. So I don't know. I think that's like the effect of
got that habit from our mothers. Like, we didn't even need to like learn it. It just came. Like, we already have it. Because you have younger ones now, you're already giving them the eyes too. You're not a mother yet.
Exactly, I'm not yet. But
there's some mothers that are very daring. If you don't understand the eyes, knock is coming.
But
I think I've seen something like that. So, what are some challenges that kids face that are not even relating to parents now? But you know that these are the things that children, I think you mentioned one, the whole bullying aspect or body shaming. Those were things too that were very common. You just say this one. In fact, the things children always talk, and they are learning from somewhere. Even if they're not learning from somewhere, it's something that they are cultivating as a habit. You are too slim. Lekpa. You are too big. Or you are too short. See, short people, I'm sorry, but you guys have a lot. Or you faced a lot, in my opinion. Tall people
faced a lot.
I was one short. I promise you. That's why I can't tell you. Now that I can't relate anymore. But that time you are short.
So what did you eat? What happened? What
it's
changed?
grace. It's grace. You just see short people now. They just stay like this. Like I've seen how they even among my parents, I see how they treat short people.
Especially when you want to take photographs and they're like, short people come to the front. Yes, you don't have to say that we are short and everything. Or you not tell us to kneel down and all. Yeah, just accept it. You don't need to rub it in my face. But I'm not short. I think I'm average height. Yes. But then that short thing, I didn't experience it as a child, but rather I think teenage years, yes, as a teenager and all.
And because that's when growth is like very obvious.
Very obvious.
Yeah, so
aside from the chronological age, you understand? Even with the fact that we were experiencing maybe body shaming, bullying, some kind of vulgar words, there were things too that we were facing. I don't know. I think we all faced peer pressure or something like that.
Yes.
You might not have faced it, but I believe everyone once faced peer pressure. I remember growing up, and it became a slang in school. I think I was around primary 4, primary 5. No, I was in primary 4 then. And the pressure, it didn't even, at first, it wasn't coming from my peers. Do you get? It started with my parents. They would just do something like, you must get first position. I'm like, okay. And from that, you must get first position. I now remember that I was the one that was now even, I started putting such expectations too on my friends then.
Yeah.
I don't be like, don't worry, first position. Let me get them. Like those kind of things. My dad is going to buy me this. My mom is going to buy me this. Don't bother you, yaolodo, all those kind of things. So there were things that, because your parents are transferring them to you, automatically you transfer them to your peers. So even when people say you are pressurized by your friends, a lot of times you are actually the pressure.
Them.
And when you see girls or children, they'll be like, oh, I have this clique. You're not cool enough. You cannot be in this clique. Barbie group.
Self-esteem.
Self-esteem does drop.
Yeah,
in fact, there was this group, secondary school, I was never even concerned anymore because I had enough things I was thinking of. But you just,
even as a child,
you would think,
exactly,
oh my dear,
now your group of
you just see some
friends
people who just pass. Maybe everybody would just be on this kind of bandana and be like, wait, what's happening here? Is this?
You're not in vogue.
They're just forming their little cult group, and of course, the cult in this context is not negative. You understand? But then you don't see people who are
like gang.
You get and right now you will still see, because those are the habits that people have grown into. You just see them on this group. Okay, to be on this group, you must blah blah blah. You must do this, and I'm like, wait, please, nobody should pressurize me. I can't. I don't even have such strength for that. And of course, something too that was very common, but people did not read a meaning to, was mood changes in children.
Yeah.
You hear some teachers. You know, it's right now that they are even more exposed. That they will maybe. There are some secondary school. I've seen some primary school books where you see student's book or something like pupil's book, whereby there's a report. The child always reports how the child behaves in school,
Okay.
and the parents too must report how the child behaves at home. So they use it for like an assessment related to know. Then it was not even very obvious, but you will see children who just come to school. You end up not talking throughout that day. I had a lot of classmates that when they come to class, the first thing they are doing is sleeping. And at times, I didn't even, we used to just, them, we used to joke about it. We used to insult them. You too like sleep. It's not that it's even making more sense in my head. That, okay, probably they were hawking throughout the night or something, and they never even really had the chance to go through the normal 7 to 8 rest that children are supposed to experience. But then they will come to school. That's why I said we are the parents at times. You be the one that will yap them, or maybe some of them will come to class. Maybe they are crying child out, the mood swings. Those things were actually problems then, but we didn't even realize that there were things to be looking at. Or didn't you have anyone in your class that maybe?
Yes, I did. Especially, there's this thing that parents do too. But I don't know. I don't think it's that bad. I feel like maybe when the parent is unable to like take care of the situation at home, whereby maybe you do something and they bring the matter to school and the principal or the headmaster then in primary school. So we'll now bring it on the assembly ground. And I had a classmate then, I don't know what, I can't remember, but they now brought the issue on the assembly ground. Oh my God, that day she felt so bad for the rest of the day. She couldn't come out to play and everything. I remember that episode. So that also has impact. So then do we bring situations at home to the school? Should we bring situations, like should parents bring situations at home to the school? I feel like to some extent you can, but they shouldn't make it public in a way that it will affect the child. If there are some parents that they can't take handle the situation. They'll be like, I will report to your teacher. Why? Because the child fears the teacher, or he fears what the teacher more because of the cane and everything. I'm like, okay, I will report to your teacher and somehow they tend to change, and sometimes they don't change. They'll be like, she should just come and report, and so it depends. So I don't know if there are particular issues that should be brought to school or should be kept at home.
I wanted to say not everything, but then the little things matters. A child who bedwets now, I'm just giving an example now, you report them. You might see it as little, but that's like a whole lot for that child, because
that's like a mental
and you will take them
for that child.
Yes, I'm very sure the child is also thinking within themselves, like, why am I bedwetting? But then the parents are not even helping. There are some measures you can actually take to, like, okay, prevent this from happening. Don't drink water from this time again in the night. You take your time, wake them up at certain times of the night to ease themselves. But then you will just think they are little. But then those little things are what even matters to the child. So that when you ask the question, I wanted to say not everything, but then the remaining part of the not everything, they actually matter.
Yes.
Because I cannot say, okay, overlook bedwetting and focus on this aspect, or you're not washing your clothes at home. Your parents to come and report. For number one, I think it's a failure on the part of the parent because you are not doing a good job, in my opinion, because there are some things that you can actually curb at home. You don't need to
actually,
and that can even actually affect the mental health of the child.
Yes.
Because I think I saw, I don't even know if it's an article, but according to like World Health Organization, they say like 1 in 7 children has mental health disability. Like everybody has, like in 7 children, you can confirm that one child has mental health disorder. Like one struggling in life. Like for a child to be struggling in life, but the child must have gone through some emotional traumas, maybe from home. Most times, these traumas are from home.
Yes, most times.
And the stigma that comes with special needs children.
Yes.
That's another thing you need to we need to talk about. There's this stigma that comes with special needs. I remember then growing up, I think my primary school, we had this special needs child, special needs student, and all the exclusion, everything. It will actually tell on that child. Yes, it will tell on the child. We will not know then. You will not want to play with this person. You will not want to do this, and the teachers may not even be helping the situation.
Some parents won't tell their children. avoid this child. This is a don't play
go
with this
near.
child. He's a bad boy. She's a bad girl. And those were things that were not even helpful at all.
Yeah.
You say, I don't know, there's I don't know if it's applied in your school. There are some children that just be like, see her face. All these children with Down syndrome, they have expressionless face. But then growing up, if I think about it now, I think I did have a classmate with Down syndrome. But then they just used to call her there's a word they used to call them then. You just insult their facial appearance and
I believe that all those children that has them like Down syndrome and all of that, everybody like we all tag them as imbeciles. We don't even know.
You don't know what they
imbecile because we don't know what they
we don't know what
had.
they are actually.
Yes.
So all of us we just be like this person is an imbecile without knowing what condition the child has at the moment. So
and you knowledge. You know, when you are not informed on things, it makes you knowledge is power. It makes you look less. And you hear some parents, avoid them. We don't want wahala. Just let it be. And those were things that even if you wanted to have maybe played with them as a child, but because you remember your mom said, don't do this, don't do that, you end up just subconsciously seeing yourself not going there. Well, my mom said I should not kiss somebody. I should just move back. So those were things that played on in our head. Or maybe children with behavioral issues. Oh God.
Then let me just talk based on experience in secondary school. Like there are this kind of settings in schools that probably, there are different activities in school now. Some people can do passion parade, do choreographies. Then should I say teachers believe that the light-skinned students are the one that should be doing maybe fashion parade,
like doing inter-house sports,
fashion thing,
Red House Queen.
Do you get? Then when it comes to inter-house sport too, when you are big, they'll say you cannot run. So they believe that children that are like, now fit, like in shape, they're the ones that can do exercises, that can like be active in exercise. Don't you think that those effects, like those things, will have an effect on whoever it is that's supposed to like participate but cannot participate because the child believes that if I try to like volunteer, they'll turn me down because they'll say I'm too big to run or I'm dark to be a fashion queen.
Not even know the potential of the child. And then another thing too, teachers, it happened in my time. I don't know if it's still happening. Teachers that have their favorites. Favorite students in class.
That one will always be.
That one too had an effect. Because I remember then we were 3 in my class and I used to compete for that first, second, third. We were always switching this one. And then my primary school then, they would do this award, like during every party, they'll say best mathematician, best English this. Then my teacher in primary 4 then, or basic 4, she liked me. She was even my private home lesson teacher and I would be collecting that award like 3. And when I got to primary 5, it was a different teacher, different vibe, everything. I'm like, the teacher was just showing it that I prefer this one over this. And then I'll be like, I'll go home. I'll be like, Mom, I don't like my teacher. And if you don't like the teacher, you will not like the subject. You will not like, it also have an impact on you and stuff like that. And so I was started dropping and all until something like came through. And that thing too, it causes disagreements and quarrels between students too, that your teacher likes you, and teacher's favorite students too, they will push them when they want to go for activities. No, you go pick this one because definitely the teacher they will listen to because they feel like the teacher knows best for the class. I feel like even those students that are not doing like well academically, those ones you should check out potentials in them for other things like that choreography, passion parade, and those are other ways to boost them. Yes, okay, maybe this person is getting the last position in class, but in choreography, number 1, everybody is like, wow, you're very good at dancing. It's a way to like balance the to balance it. You might not be good with studies, but definitely you are good with other things. You can't be bad at other things.
In as much as teachers are doing a good job, because if you try teaching, oh God. See, let's not even go far. Try teaching your sibling assignments when you come back home. You will not feel the impact. It will not be times 2 of what the teachers are even going through. You understand? So I do get that. Teaching, no job is easy. Try teaching. That's why I don't know if you did that popular debate. Teachers are better than farmers. So it's a very, very common
I
topic
think
then.
that was a
Everybody
topic,
did that
common
topic.
debate
Now,
topic for every school.
every school did that.
Yeah.
You get now. I don't know if I agree or disagree, but I know for sure is that teaching job is not an easy job. You understand?
True. It
And
takes
so,
a lot.
in as much as teachers are the one that ought to groom them, and growing up, if you check it properly, teachers do spend a lot of times with the children than their parents growing
Basically, they're like the second parents.
because they spend 8 hours out of 24 hours in school. The remaining maybe 4 or 5 hours they used to get back home, sleep, eat dinner. Then the remaining hours to the 24 hours they are sleeping with it.
Resting.
And the 8 hours that they are awake is with the
They are in
teachers. So teachers that even know the children more than
The
How about
parents.
parents at that point.
The weekends not the time.
Have you not seen some parents that are extreme?
But weekends, they will
will-
put the extra lesson.
God, what I'm about to say now, they will send you extra lessons. Sunday, your lecture is coming. Saturday, do your assignment. Your lecture is coming. So there are parents who did not even give their children
I had
breathing
one
space.
lesson teacher. God, I hated that man.
I'm not this guy. I still hate all teachers, even though they are doing a good job.
No. I'm
All the
particular
expense I had
about
with
this lesson
teachers.
teacher. Whenever it's coming like this, I go those they vex. Say every kind person be this. But in that case now, how was I able to learn?
Because you hated teacher.
And then maybe your parent did not notice that. Okay,
I
this
not going
and
to go
that.
and
They
tell
never
Let's not
noticed
even tell your
anything.
parents.
Let's
now.
not
They
even
don't
make
never
it
even
about the
notice
teachers.
anything.
It's not just the teacher's duty to actually groom the children. The parents should be more intentional.
They never noticed
Parents should be more
anything.
intentional
Should be
about
very,
their
very
children.
intentional.
You be hearing them
Yeah.
say, even have you not seen when the child be threatening? Hey, your mommy now, your mommy will never believe.
You see
Your
that
mommy,
thing?
your mommy that likes me. And those were the things that parents were not even keen on.
You
Do you understand?
Mm.
Before the child can even talk, the child be like, Ma, I want to report your child to you. Your child did this.
And they will listen to that teacher.
And they will
Not,
listen to
not
teacher.
my mother.
Whether the
they
teacher
will-
is right or
No,
wrong.
I'm just saying majority
like,
of
it's just-
parents. Me, I
like,
never had lesson
the
teachers
most
growing
common
up.
thing, that's
Me, I know
what-
book
Not
growing
just
up.
lesson teachers, like
But
all
that whole
these
this thing.
PSAs and all these talkatives
Yes.
that would come and come and tell my mom.
I
this.
never had
My
any
mommy
lecture
would
growing
believe
up.
me over everyone. That's one thing that like really helped me with growing up. And I can tell my mom anything, even till now. I literally can tell her anything because she will always listen to me. Give me that listening ear.
Good-
Yes, my
good
mom
job
was
to
really
your
there
mom.
for
I
me.
mean,
She
not everyone's
was.
mom
She would
was
give me the
there.
advice. I would tell her, oh, this and that. She'll say, okay, and she will know how to address it. She always believed me. Thank
The
you,
only
mom,
thing
for always
I-
believing
the
me.
only thing I can pinpoint to my mom is the fact that she's very, very defensive of our children. Like when you come back from school and you report to my mom that somebody pinched you or somebody slapped you, let them just be ready in that school the next day. She will be there with her full
Full
her
force.
voice.
Exactly.
My
I
mom's
love
voice.
that. I love that.
That's
I
the
love
only
that.
thing I can
Again.
say that
That
is
your
very cool
mom
about my
did.
mom. When you go to school and you come back, she always look at your mood. I think I really do like that about that. If mothers can't be perfect actually,
To
but
understand
this
your
particular one,
countenance.
when you come back from school, she's like, why is your face like? Most times she communicates in Yoruba. Kí ló ṣe ojú ẹ̀ tó kọ́rẹ́ báyìí? Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀? Then that way, if you don't feel like talking to
but
her,
because she asks
then
you.
she will ask you. And when you mention that somebody pinched me or somebody slapped me, we are going to your school tomorrow morning. The person will hear from me.
Yes,
So,
as it
like,
should be. Well,
but when it comes to let me sit down with my mom and have to have conversation like that,
wasn't
I don't
really
think
there.
it worked for me.
Well, my mom was a career woman, and she's still a career woman all her life, or currently to her life position. But the thing is, one thing I know that stood out for my mom was, no matter the program, the meeting, so far as it's parents and child, my mama go shop. And that was one thing that
was my dad though.
That was one thing that a lot of I could see, because you hear parents, they end up maybe bringing their nannies or maybe bringing their grandma.
Yeah.
And you cannot merge, or you cannot equalize your grandma's love with your mom's love. There is this confidence that will come when it's your mommy that came.
Yeah.
You two will be like, my mom is around,
Yes,
come and
now.
see. Those were the moments that
the
was
vibe.
down to all the parties that I can ever think of in school. My mommy came for it. It's not that mom's not
your
coming
mom
for
tried,
and it's not that
Your mommy
she don't know. She would not come for
she
my
will-
busy schedule.
even if it's
Yeah.
10 minutes, or she's one that will drop you, but one she must show
That's
face
my own
that.
dad though.
And that was one
Like,
thing that
that's my dad.
And those are the
That's
things
nice.
that even still have effects in children right now. That's
Yeah,
when
showing
my
up.
matric now in school now. I said there was one that didn't even dress. She didn't even bother. She was, no need. My mama know they come. She didn't even bother coming out for the matric. And I was like,
sweet.
okay. My mom did not come. She even came late, and that came late that she
But
came.
she came.
She came, but that came late. She heard a lot from me. You understand? But then, compared to the girl that didn't even bother dressing up,
I
Because she already knows.
I could tell that she was already
I'm the girl.
mood swing.
Because no matter what you are doing, matric, convocation, well,
I
maybe
must
because my parents see that, okay, at that point, I'm already I'm like an adult already. But me, I remember that growing up, my daddy was present, like taking us to school, bathing us, preparing.
Wow.
So the things that mothers should do, not like my mom cannot do it, but like, everybody has weaknesses and,
You
so like
your marriage. Marriage is different from parenting. Leave that.
Exactly, that's marriage, yeah. But then now, as you are saying, the kind of experience and what is in your memory is your mom showing up for you.
And now that did not show up for me now. See what
So like I'm saying that, that's true. Like some of the dads we have outside too, they do those things.
They do those things.
But basically, like we are very, very used to moms showing up for, taking children to school, preparing lunch, bathing the kids. But in my own case, my dad was the one doing those things. But it's not
somebody
like
was doing it.
actually
For
somebody
me,
was
when my
doing
mom
it.
is not around, because she's not always like around for all those parties or meetings, it would be my older sister or my older brother that would always be present. Yes, for stuff like that. And that thing has always.
Me, I'm the present older sister now.
Yes, even me too. I'm always present for my younger sister.
My mom will tell them, send a message to my email. I will respond to it. Don't be calling me official so she'll know she's coming, because the email will definitely remind her. So that was one thing that my mom, she will come. And I think that was something that we didn't need to pressure her about it, but I think she just knew it subconsciously that, okay, she needed to come through for her children in this part. So I think those were kind of the things that parents did that low-key supported we as children showing up, because not everybody's parents to show up for them.
Yes.
But at least my own mom showed up for me, and I think we could bear witness to that. Your parents too showed up, even if it's not your mom, it's your dad. Do you understand? Showing up too is something that matters. It goes a long way.
Yes.
In fact, even down to, aside from your classmates, your teachers will be like, okay, they'll just be like, okay, the Tobes, an example, the Wales or the Wales, like they will show up. We trust them. The mother will come. It's something that they already had that expectation. Even if you've not told them, okay, it's not my mom that will come with this person. They already know that, okay, somebody must show up for those kind of things. It's not that schools are not even taking security measure. If you're not going to show up, you must tell them 2 days to that, okay, you will not come and pick your child by this time. Do you understand? It's not that they're even cautious. That time, they were not even cautious, but then shout out to the parents who actually knew that those things mattered. And even if you do not know, we are telling you now that it did matter.
But I think,
and it still matters. Yeah.
Then I think the reason why, like, all those things matter now the most is the fact that even if your parents are not there to show up for you, at least a guardian, somebody that watches over you, will be able to show up, like, as a kid. And I think that's the reason why they have invites. The invites can, like, allow anybody.
So like
parents.
But and that's guardian you are saying, because I had a story about there's this woman, I don't know, I think the nanny or the maid, she just told the maid that usually carried the children to school, and then she was taking children to school, and she saw the school bus. She saw one school bus that looked like the children's uniform, and she just put them, like, oh, come, bring them, we'll take them, and they took them, and like that was the end of it. The children went missing.
No, that one.
So that one is another level, the kind of guardian, the kind of person that you put your children at. Yes.
How many children?
Like 3. Little children.
9 times 3, 36 months.
It was another case like that. And I was like,
that's a mistake.
It has been happening. He has taken the children to school, bringing them back. But on that fateful day, I don't know what happened. You don't want to get to the school premises, and you just saw school bus. Did you pay for the school bus? You know that you are not entering school. You just put the children. When I heard
the person did not pay for school bus.
No, now is there school bus? Will he be the one carrying children to school? No, it was taking the children to school and saw school bus that, okay, don't worry, no stress yourself, bring the children in and drop the children, and that was it. So painful.
I'm happy for the kind of housemaid we had growing up. I'm happy they had sense because, and I don't see why. Well, I don't want to say it still falls down to the parents, but everybody's at fault at this point. Because where do you want to start from? 3 children at once. Hey.
It's very,
Do you know,
very
it's one
hard.
pressure from the husband, it's another pressure from the husband family,
From
it's another
society.
pressure from society. And God bless you that she has not passed age of giving birth.
What will not happen?
Where do you want to start from? Well, I think part of the thing now that parents can use to support their children, show up, number one. Please, parents, show up. And I think
Yes.
she mentioned something to listen to your children.
Yes.
Then provide a safe
See.
environment
Validate,
for them.
yes, validate their emotions.
See.
Because my mom did that for me, and I always do it for my younger sister. That she tells me like everything growing up from when she was little, any small thing she tell me, like I will act on it. I remember one time I sent her, I know when children are growing, you have to start teaching them how to do things and all. So just nearby, a shop nearby, I was like, okay, go and buy this and this. And she came back and she was crying, and I said, what happened? And she said that the woman was just insulting her, that the money was stolen and bad. The woman was insulting her. And I said, let's go.
That's why it's good for us to listen.
Yes.
Listen.
And so I said, let's go. The woman is way older than me, and I'm not as old as I am now. But actually, like, I changed it for them. I was like, please, man, you're not supposed to chat to my sister. This and that. She, no, you tell her the money is not
Big
bad. Don't
sister
insult her.
doings.
So I was always doing that. Even in class, she'll come back. And princess, this. I say, okay, I'll go to
Don't call me auntie growing up.
I'll go to the class, I'll discuss with them. And one thing I'll do is, even if I'm trying to like solve the situation, I'll make sure that at the end of the day, like with our peers, they end up becoming friends. So when I solve that issue, they end up becoming friends. And that thing, I watched it help my younger sister with her esteem and emotions and how she handles things.
Yeah.
And if anything, she'll be like, I have my sister, this, I have someone there for me. So it goes a long way. Let the children know that someone is there.
And there was something
Yes.
she mentioned to creating safe space
And
for children.
environment.
There's something that I think was quite unique in my house, in the sense that even if it's a boy that wants to come and visit you, my dad will say, let him come to the house.
Yes.
Growing up as a child, I'm not
My
joking.
daddy did not.
It was my mom
My
that was
daddy
even
will
strict
never
that
want you
time.
to be there.
My mom was even strict that time, but my dad would be like, let him come over to the house.
But
Let her come over to the house.
Well with that,
And
so
we-
they don't
and-
care.
We
Not my
actually
daddy.
made, in the spirit of, I was close to my sister's friends. My sister's friends were close to my friends, even though there was obviously
Age
a
gap.
very clear age
gap.
gap. But then it just still created that whole safe environment. And that's are things that parents too can also do. And there's also something that up to now, I think people used to take advantage of it,
What's that?
is the whole taking advantage of it in my own personal space.
Okay.
That whole coping skills, teaching coping skills.
Yeah.
Not a lot of parents do that. Right now, growing up, I remember as at 9, 10, my mom will only take you to the place once. After that once, the
You go
next
your
time
own.
you are
Go
finding
by
your way.
yourself.
She don't even care. Maybe she did care, obviously she cared, but she will tell you if you don't go. She won't
You
even
will
tell you
not
that.
learn
My mom will
it.
start like this. If you like loss, I will not pay ransom. That's the next thing you will hear.
Oh my God.
And subconsciously, those were things that helped me. My siblings were never up to they were still 8, 10. And obviously, they were crossing express. I didn't even know that was even a very big problem then. But when you don't saw, I just had my mom in one time. She now came, shared testimony, and was like, praise the Lord, though. The testimony went something around. That's when I knew my mom even cared. I didn't even know at that point. God sees my heart. She came and was like, she said something around, I take my children once. A lot of people just take it for advantage. And I see them, they cross the road. That road that if I'm crossing, I pass that same road every day. And I'm looking left, right. And my children come back home safely. So it was God's protection. But at the same time, my mom had already given me that coping skill. She had already instilled that skill in me. It's something that, even if I'm going to this place, something I just take my mommy, how far? I did this place. She just be like, okay, crossroad, climb bridge. She should not put it in cap locks, the big cap lock. Please climb the bridge.
so that you can take notes.
She's always very, very obvious about, no, the bridge aspect should tell you if car arrests you, you're your own.
Exactly.
If motor
You have
hits
to
you, you're
be-
your own. So, but those were things that, even right now, I have family members, distant, that when it comes to their house, it's me that their parents will call to come and take them out. And at that age, and I was like, bruv, I was already inside BRT by myself. But then, your parent did not see the need to. And those are things that, whether I like it or not, to still come back as the parent, I still feel like to come back as the parent, because the child will definitely grow wings at one point and just tell the mom, when my mates were doing this, I was at home all by myself. You were taking me to this, taking me to that. Obviously, it does has benefits. Do you understand? Growing up, it was car that was taking me. At a point, my mom was like, "No more car, jump bus."
Yes, no.
She was very intentional about that
when
thing.
you're on your own in university,
Start jump. My mom will tell you.
be on your own. Nobody will tell you to.
Even if you are traveling out, and those were traveling out of Lagos, tell you enter from this park. When you get to this bus stop or this state,
You cannot
call me.
lost.
You cannot lost. She will say it cannot. And truly, it's not something that really helps me. But those are things that. Those are ways that parents actually supported us. Do you understand? Because they were giving us that coping skill and mechanism. But then it's not so obvious in parents.
I also think that one powerful way to show that our children matters is by valuing their mental well-being. Do you get, like, just as much as we want them to have good grades in school, want them to like do academically well, we should also value their mental health, like value their emotions, and then take note of how they interact with you or how they interact with their peers, their friends. Notice when they are quiet, when they are not talking, when they are not sharing things, or probably when they get to school and they are quiet, they are not like playing, something is happening. Because like I said earlier, I have experiences. Okay, like growing up as a child, when I used to go to church as a child, when I get to church, I'll just go to church and stay somewhere, like I'll be in one corner. And then how I got to know this particular thing was that recently, like an issue happened internally, like within the family and all of that. And so like we took it out to, like, now normally when stuff happen in the house, there are people that you can reach out to, like to talk to, tell them maybe you are trying to get advice or you want them to just school you on how to like run things at home and all of that. So like I didn't even know that I was that kind of a child until this person said it's like, is it not 2024, 2023? I can't remember. And the man was like, I didn't know that you were going through this emotional, like, should I call it trauma? He was saying that he doesn't know if it is call it trauma or whatever. But like, it was like, I didn't know you were going through all those emotional things as a child, because he said it that he noticed that when we come to church, basically, we are always quiet, like myself and my siblings, but most especially me, that we're always quiet. And he'll be like, why can't you be like other children that are playing? Why are you quiet? Why are you isolating yourself and all of that? So the man was like, in fact, I can now understand that. I can understand what you actually went through for you to be that kind of child. So basically, most times, even our parents, they don't even know that we are distant.
The thing is,
we are isolating ourselves.
How many of the parents are even available?
They don't pay attention.
Aside from they paying attention, how many of them are even around? It's one thing to be around. If you ask them now, they'll say, the country, I'm looking for money, blah, blah, blah. You see, I'm putting you in the best school. I'm doing this for you. You can't be grateful. Do you understand? But how many parents are actually around to say, okay?
And in that kind of situation, I will not actually blame the parents 100%, because yes, let's look at it. They are like putting in their best. To them, that's like their best. Putting food on your table, giving you a comfortable life, a life that you don't have to suffer, good education and everything. It's just maybe just a little communication. And it has happened to some children that I feel like it will just get to a stage, you just have to understand and accept that, okay, this. Because some parents don't understand it in the sense that, I have to be there, I have to sit you down. They might not have the time. Like when I say your mom was a career woman, it's not all parents that will have the time. They are doing their best. Like to them, that's their best, to give you the good life, the education and everything. Maybe just a little orientation, or maybe someone is there to, but I will not blame the parents 100% for that, because I won't blame them 100%. Yes, it's their duty and responsibility to do that, but in their own way too. They are trying to give you that good life. They are trying to.
What of the cases whereby they are the one actually putting you in that situation?
What situation?
Seek professional help, please.
In that case,
seek professional help.
So like I was that kind of a child.
But, obviously, right now, are you still seeing it as a problem? Professional help. Let's leave it like that.
Another thing, this thing that used to be like normal. For me now, I grew up with it like. Although my mom did not really do it, but I think it was more from my dad's angle. Comparison. comparing you with your friends or something. Then me, I just took it, we took it as normal thing because we are true. Some children cannot take it like that. Their emotional balance is not stable. If you compare them, you are weakening them the more. I have a friend, that thing, oh God, the emotional stuff it gave her, I would have like, calm down, what was it? Suggesting that she would come and tell me, this Princess Junior almost took this thing. I almost ended my life last night. I'm like, please, no. Because the mom will always compare. It was that serious. She will compare. And again, there's this thing with caging your children. You feel like you're protecting them, but you're not allowing them let them explore, see what they are doing, so that you'd be able to show them the path that, okay, this thing is not right, this thing is not right. Like for me now, growing up, if I'm going for parties or anything, maybe a birthday party, I will tell my mommy, although the friend will have to come, the person that is, yes, but my mom will know about it. And it just gave me this kind of freedom. And I would always communicate with my mom. But then I had friends too that would come. In fact, they would literally run from the house, and I'll be like, hey, what's going on? Parents, please, they are trying to protect your children, but still give them the grace to be free at some point.
We should not just like raise kids that are like, we should not just raise kids that are well behaved. We should also raise kids that
are street smart.
They have this, they are street smart, Then they have this sense of support that whatever they like engage themselves in, either mentally, socially, anything, that there's always this support there for them. So like we need to like raise our kids in that way that when they are out and you know that my mom has my back, my dad has my back, my sister has my back. So like that emotional support alone has like covered everything.
Yes, and I want to share something. You know, when you were saying that stuff, that if your mom takes you out once, that she'll leave you. You know, that happens to me too. When they leave, that okay, we'll start going. There was one time I went somewhere, my teeth, I was not wise with it.
This that you just said about your mom leaving you made me remember once.
Yes, I want to say one story. So the teeth, I was not wise with it because then I felt like maybe it will be enough. So my going, I did not bargain the prices. I was just entering. I'm coming back. I noticed that and what will I do then? And when I go home, and I told my mom that, Mom, guess what happened today? You will not believe. Mom, what happened? She said, I took that mode and I took standing. And I took standing.
As how?
Like I took standing. You know, there's this.
Wait, Moluwe. I bought it this.
It's not. It's different from that yellow bus now.
Those red buses are like
the white big buses that they're sitting and they're standing. And I told her that because of this, I took Mom was like, you did that, because she was so surprised. It's all, I said, yes, I did it. Yes, exactly.
That's like one copy.
That street smart stuff. Knowing how to. Yes. So I just said, so that works too. That's fine, no? Allow them.
I want one short story about your mom saying, I don't know if it's the same thing with my own parents, so I don't know. But me, I remember that I have one very, very funny scene in my head when I was very young. Okay, so my dad is this kind of person that he pays our school fees. Like, not as if there's much money, but you know, as a parent, you'd be like, I must make sure that I put this money out for my children's school fees. So before the term runs out, I'm done with setting the bills and all that. So I don't know what happened during that period, but I think my dad defaulted kind of. And then the proprietor of the school called me like, people have not paid school fees. So like most times these schools don't even care if you are not a defaulter. Like if you are not defaulting, they just feel like because this particular time you are not bringing the money the way you are supposed to bring it, they want you to be out, or you know how this to like separate. So like the proprietors are like, if you have not paid school fees, so people should go back home. That kind of thing. And I was like, I can't really remember my age, but I know I was very young, around 6, 7. And they didn't even care about the fact that these people are young children. They're like, people should go home and all that. And me, a smart kid where I be. Though the school from home is like a distance. You have to cross, like, you know, it's not like you are going to the next street.
To that school.
That was why I don't even know I got home that day. I don't know I got home that day. I crossed the road. I shall got home. My auntie was like, how come? And my mom, normally now, after the shop and all of that, she knows that she's going to the school to go and pick her children. And then when she got to the school, she saw that I was not in the school. I think it was myself and my brother that was going to the school at that time. So when she got to school, like I was not there. I was like, she was, you know how mothers can be. Where is my child though? Where is my child? Then I think she got to know that I got home early, like in the morning. See, the next day, hey, that's one thing about my parents that I really enjoy. So that's like being supportive, yeah.
Yeah.
So like, since you know that when someone treats you in a way that they're not supposed to treat you, you know that you have parents that can actually like back you up and go there to like show up for you. So I think that's like a very strong should I put it as a rock to stand on? Like that very, very strong rock to stand on. Just imagine that your parents are those people that are carefree. They'll be like, thank God nothing happened to you now.
Exactly.
So like that one alone is like very strong for a child to grow up. Like mental health stage for childhood and adulthood too. Because apparently from childhood we take that stage and enter this adulthood that we are.
And you even still pass it on to your children. So parents, praise your children for their strengths.
Support
Don't
them.
compare them. And of course, I'm going to say the truth. Eating your fingernails is a dirty habit. Parents, don't see. If you've not cultivated that habit, I'm not even joking. Growing up, it was a routine. My dad would say, everybody line up, come outside with your finger, with his nail cutter.
My daddy was
he
very
cuts
intentional.
everybody nail.
I think that
Do you understand? So that was why
like cautioning
some habits. So
and
parents, you can do that by supporting them.
I think schools
Self-care.
do that too.
School, no, schools
But it's
like
not,
cut your nail
and
and
their own.
fingernail.
Like this one is about the parents, like
And that's what I'm
instilling
saying.
habits to the children.
Instilling it, of course, create a healthy and safe space for your children where they can talk, and of course be patient with them. There are a lot of children that actually want to say a lot of things, but they will just take time. It takes time to maybe even process their thoughts because they are young, and how many words do they even know? But guess what? They know a lot of things. So you still have to be patient with them.
And that's why you're the parent. You have to put their words together.
And of course, don't use your personal problem to judge how you relate to your children.
Yes.
If maybe by chance you're having any problem with your husband, or maybe you're having with your marriage, don't let it show on the children.
Like the way they grew up themselves.
Yes,
like
past
don't
experience.
say those things that this is that my mother trained me. This is that my father.
My mom does it a lot.
Please, we are in this generation. Please, let's prioritize our children's health. And of course, I've said it. Spend quality time with your children.
Yes.
It's when you spend time with your children and you are patient, you will get to hear, okay, mommy, I was raped. An example. Daddy, this thing happened to me.
Don't hide
there is this boy that's always doing this, or even boys too. They do suffer a lot of sexual abuse that they will not let you know. So if you do not spend quality time with your children, you're the type that just come back, go to bed. How was school? Fine, good. Enter your room, come outside. What do you want to watch? PJ Masks, watch.
Go and carry your book.
Go and carry your book.
all
Okay,
the time.
continue carrying your book. Now you will hear the book outside. So I think our children's health are very important. Please, parents, I know you are doing your best. And of course, we the children, we'll try to do our best to of course, I'm a child, of course. So we'll try to do our best to like be supportive, do you get?
Then
and of course, respect our children, upcoming adults and parents. Please, you should know better. I'll be very, very disappointed in you if you are doing what your parent did to you. It doesn't even make sense. Repeating the same cycle over and over again. Please. There are some positive things you should also look out for. Okay. And so
reiterate.
Thank you so much for watching this episode.
Thank you.
Happy Children's Day.
Bye.
Bye.